Yo, 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 yo. No music for today's stream in case of copyright, okay? For those that are wondering, but we are on stream right now. We are on stream right now. We are live. We are live. Let's see how many people are on here. I have a really good question for y'all. If any of you guys have any solution to this, I know you guys are seeing the stream right now. It is literally my trading strategy. I coded it into an algorithm, and I'm looking to figure out a way to webhook it so there is no glitches, because whenever I try webhooking it to a broker account, problem is the way it executes based on the code in TradingView versus the way it executes on a broker. Because they're not in sync, it messes up the trading. So it is something I'm looking to see if anyone has any solution to, because that would be great. And I'd be willing to, of course, pay, 100% I'll be willing to pay if someone can figure this out for me. I've been trying to figure it out for quite some time and have not been able to figure it out. So there it is, man. There it is. So let me delete this. All right, let's see how many people are on stream. Today is gonna be, we'll just be streaming, but also, I need to change the title. Hold on, the stream. Trading. Alright, just change the title. And let's see how many people are on right now. I'm looking this way, guys. By the way, that's where the chat is. So just for y'all to know, that's where the chat is. But I have my strategy put up here, man. I've done some coding. It took me a long time, but I have the Pine Strip code and everything for my strategy to have it automated, right? Here are all the settings and such. And it is a very good strategy. In terms of algorithmic data, this is pretty solid for a robot that can make me passive income. This is very good. It also beats the S&P, I believe, as well, in terms of percent returns. So this is something I am very glad that I have, but the thing is, like I said, I can't execute it, or I can't hook it up to my broker properly through webhooks. Therefore, there's a problem with the live executions versus how it alerts in TradingView. So if you guys want, that's a deep back testing. Here is just a small back test real quick of 1.657 profit factor, which is pretty solid. If you guys don't know, anything above 1 is considered profitable. And let's say you include spread, right? It's still 1.67 will be profitable, including spread. And if you're trading futures, it will just be commissions. See, my audio is working here. Who's Clash Aura? Welcome to the stream. Are you new here? Hello, bro. I make like +3 morning and end day -2. How to find a moment to stop? Just check your data. Premium discount problems. Have you seen the course content yet? I have a lot of videos going over structure in terms of marking it properly in the course. So if you have seen that, check out the course content because I have everything in there. But today I'm just really showing you guys here. Let's do another deep back testing for y'all that don't believe it. Here's a robot that I made, basically an algorithmic trading robot of my strategy. Let me post my link real quick before I keep talking to channel. also. All right, we got the links here. I'm gonna post this on WAP as well in case people are on WAP that need to see this. All right, how are you guys doing today? I know there's no trading today. It is a federal holiday, so we take the day off. Let me post this here. There's some people copying my content out here on YouTube. Also, I've been looking through my YouTube feed. I got recommended some trading videos. People copying my stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. Free game. Wick or candle is astrology? I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest, dude. Are you new to the channel? Try watching some of my free content. If that doesn't help, get the course, because the course is going to double in price next month. So there's only a week left before the price will double for the course. But for those that just joined, here's my back testing. Okay, I'm waiting for we get a few more people, and then I'll run my back tester here on my strategy. I've coded an algorithm that goes off my exact trading strategy. It is missing a few parts that I was unable to code, like drawing liquidity and directional bias, which is a pretty big part of my win rate, of how I'm able to maintain such a good win rate and a high risk reward. So unfortunately, it does not have that feature coded into here. It's really hard to code drawing liquidity accurately, so I was not able to include that. But even with that not included, okay, I have it basically set from 8 to 12 when it's trading. And then if I just run this when we get more people here, like if I literally hit generate report here with deep backtesting on, it is profitable. Again, this is not 100% based on my strategy, because it's still missing a few pieces, but it's still, the fact it's using certain things in my strategy and it's working well, like automated, it's definitely proof of concept, man. Data doesn't lie. Data does not lie. So yeah, it'll probably take a while to load and generate the report. If you guys want to see even further data from 2023, I can do that as well. It will just probably take like 5 to 10 minutes to load, because it's going through so many trades, right? My trading strategy is high frequency in terms of not high frequency trading, but it takes a good amount of trades per day. I answered that in the course, Clutch RO, how I look at structure, because I think how I look at structure is different than other people. And the reason why I look at it differently is because I just tested and went in and back tested what works best, and then I just went with what works best objectively based on the data. We got 6 people watching now. Let me move my monitors here so I can see the chat easier here. Alright, let's see what that looks like here. But you guys can feel free to go back in the stream. It's still taking a while to load, but That's expected. It's going like over thousands of trades here. No, not the beginner course, the advanced course, the 100 risk reward course. I go through my entire strategy in that course. Is it possible? Casper Sobania said, "Is it possible to become profitable trading one per day?" Yeah, it's possible to trade one per day. It's possible to become profitable to trade one per day. I personally just don't, because why would I do that when I can make more money taking multiple trades? Because my setup occurs multiple times a day. It's not one time a day. So with higher trade frequency, higher trading sample size, just basic statistics, you will make more returns. I don't get the consensus people come up with saying taking one trade a day will boost your win rate. That doesn't make any sense to me. Here it is, guys. It finally loaded. Took a while. It finally loaded. 2,544 trades. Ignore the max drawdown percent because it's honestly risking a huge percent here. So just divide the number of the total P&L and max drawdown by 10. So just divide it by 10. Not entirely sure why TradingView like risks so much percent per trade, but just divide that number by 10. So the max drawdown will be 8%, and then if you just divide the total P&L relatively, it's, what is that, 36,000. So your upside is 36,000 P&L with my strategy, and your downside is only 8%. It sounds insane and absurd, but this is through years and years of trading experience, and also a ton of programming experience. Things I have to self-learn in PineScript to code such thing, because this is hard work, man. This is not easy to do. Obviously, I'm not going to show you guys the code. I'm not, if you guys are wondering, I'm not going to sell this ever. So don't ask me if I'm ever going to sell this bot. I'm not going to sell the bot. People that sell the bots are dumb. They're obviously not selling something that works. Which action figures do you have in the back there? They're from Bleach. It's Aizen and Ichigo. So, yeah. Those were, dude, guess the price on those. Don't look those up, just guess the price on those action figures in the back. Because I asked my IRL friend, and his guess was like completely off. But just guess the price on those in the back. Obviously, I don't have a Lamborghini in the back. I'm not going to put a Lambo in my house. But you can guess the price on those in the back while we wait for more people to join here. Do you guys like the music, the background music? I'll add the background music if you guys think it's more entertaining. So we can add that too. I'll make it quiet though, for sure. I'll try not to make it loud. That's already loud. Alright, that should be good here in terms of background music. It's not too loud. In Brazil, these figures? Oh. Okay, $200. Not a bad guess. That's around the guess of my friend. My friend said 150, so around there. But with shipping, I think it's because you have to include shipping prices too. The shipping is expensive, but with shipping, one of them is $475, the other one was $375, and I got both of those at like a steal price. So it wasn't international. I got them locally from someone. So if you had to buy them internationally online, they're more. It's probably plus 100 on that. So kind of like double the price that you mentioned. People forget like how much handiwork or craftsmanship it takes to make stuff like that, honestly. And they're pretty fragile too because it's resin. It's not plastic. To change how much TV risk on each trade, you need to change the quantity. And yeah, see here, look. The thing is, look, I'll show you here. You're talking about this, right? Because look, I have 1% of equity of 10K here in TradingView, so it should be risking $100, but it's not. You see this? It's not risking that. There's a glitch in TradingView, I think. It just doesn't work. Like 1% of equity, it just doesn't work. I don't know why. I tried changing it to like using USD, also quantity as well. It made no difference to the max drawdown and total P&L and a risk per trade. So I'm honestly not sure if that's a TradingView bug or not, but it doesn't work. So we'll just have to relatively just divide these two numbers by 10. Percent of equity starts compounding the price. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And usually when you're trading a account anyway, you're compounding your account. You don't just solid, like, let's say you start with 1,000. You don't just risk $10 up until like you hit like 100K. You obviously scale your account and compound it relatively. So this is more accurate in terms of how most people trade their personal account, which is compounding. And then once you get to like the big league, like huge numbers, then you can de-risk because there's no need. Just pause the music there just to see if it's too loud, but I don't think it is. I think it's fine. But yeah, we got 8 people watching right now. It is no market trades today, by the way, for those that are wondering. Market's closed. Federal holiday. And then, but yeah, if you guys just joined, here is, and there is anything else you can't see that set the quantity on your entry call. Strategy order buy, strategy long without the quantity. Oh, let me check that. But I'm not gonna check on stream right now. I can't. I'm not gonna expose the code obviously behind it. But I'll look at it after the stream. Maybe I might have set the quantity equal to something. So yeah, that could be potentially for sure static set, so it wouldn't change regardless of trading view. But I'll look into that after the stream. Thank you for the advice though. So at this point in time, we'll have to assume divide by 10 to keep everything relative. Here's the Sharpe ratio for those that are wondering. It's not the best. Warren Buffett's Sharpe ratio is like 0.7, but that's Warren Buffett. So y'all got to understand, I'm not Warren Buffett. I'm not Asian Warren Buffett out here. This is about over a long period of time. So this is from 2024. So it's about 0.246, which isn't like too bad in a sense. But obviously you can't compare it to Warren Buffett. The profit factor is 1.5. After commissions and spread, I'm going to assume it's probably go down to a 1.3, depending on liquidity. But it's still a profitable strategy is the basic point, and it has a high trade frequency, which is a big bonus because the more number of trades you take, the more you let your large numbers play out with your data, and you can actually make more money, or you will make more money. So that's also that right there factored in. But yeah, for those that don't believe my strategy works, here's the objective backtest with me trying to code it. This is only part of my strategy coded. I did not code daily bias into this, which would improve the win rate by about 10%. I also did not encode draw on liquidity, which will also improve the win rate. So those two things are hard to code into the bot. Later on, I made the daily bias indicator, so I can just plug that code back in. But point is, this is without any bias in your trading at all. So no bias whatsoever. This is just trading my strategy with no bias, and it comes out with a very good very good total P&L to max drawdown percentage wise. 36,000% compared to max drawdown of 8%. Did you used to work as a software engineer? No, I did not. You can self-learn nowadays. There's so much things. I've tried code boot camps and such. Like I've done self-learning on YouTube. There's also free certificate courses you can take. So you can take all those things and learn stuff. But the thing is, PineScript is very native and proprietary to TradingView. So something proprietary like PineScript, you're gonna have to basically go through the manual, which is what I kind of had to do. Nowadays, you also have ChatGPT, guys, so you can try to kind of, if you get stuck, which I have gotten stuck before, you can use GPT. And you can use GPT to help you assist in coding it, but you're not going to be able to code everything just off GPT. You're still going to have some understanding, of course, of your training system. That's like not even a question, but yeah, you still have to have some type of understanding, you know? PineScript looks like Python. I've dabbled in a bit of Python before. Yeah, it's definitely it's much closer to Python than like Java. But for those that are wondering, I basically started coding when I was a kid, so it's not like anything crazy new to me. But that has nothing to do with trading. Oh wow, Vinicius. Oh, you're V in the. You're one of the course members, right, Vinicius, in the group. Did you join like 2 days ago? Is that you or is that a different V? Because there's a dude named Nitro in the Discord that's in the course members only chat. But that bought the course recently, 100 Sword Advanced course. I don't know if that's you or is that's you? Okay, cool. Nice, man. Damn, I'm jealous. As a kid, I wanted to be a software engineer. That was like the dream goal, dream job. Until I found trading, and then at that point, I was like, I'd rather do this. But software engineer was my old goal before I found trading. I'm a software engineer trying to make that transition to be a trader. That's sick, man. How does it feel to be a software engineer, dude? That's like a big title, no? I'm pretty sure it's definitely not easy to be a software engineer, especially you're in Brazil, so I don't know how it is over there in terms of workload and such, but I'm sure it's a good amount. Casper, you're also a software engineer? Damn. We got smart people in the stream. There's software engineers in this stream. 4 months on demo doesn't count. Oh, you work for a U.S. company based in California? No way. Damn, bro, you must be, in terms, okay, compared to like probably your country's salaries, my guess is you're probably making yeah, that makes sense. I'm not surprised it's exhausting. Programming in general, you're solving new problems. It's not something you just follow like a checklist, you know. Not surprised it's exhausting. It was exhausting to make or code up this algorithm. That took me forever to make this. And I didn't even include daily buys or draw liquidity, and it's already, you know, pretty damn good here. 1.55, it's not the craziest profit factor, like I said, but this is an algorithmic automated passive income. So like to me, this is like good, you know. I cannot have the same expectation that a robot at its current state with AI and such. I know what I coded here is obviously nothing to do with AI. It's not using machine learning models or anything like that. But at least in terms of just programming, just based on like robotic mechanical rules, 1.53 profit factor is not bad at all. Not bad at all. All you have to do is just up the risk. You know, I can just double my leverage using this as passive income. But I still trade my manual strategy just because my manual strategy, let's go to a profit factor website here real quick. Let's see. Because I think in EV, I think in expected value. So if you guys don't know, I have a calculator on my website for expected value. If you want to calculate what your expected value is, here it is. Where is the stream? Here's the expected value calculator if you're interested in learning or figuring out mathematically like how good your strategy is compared to mine or others. Mine is about 1.6, 1.8 average over long run. And then if you're interested, join the free Discord, by the way. I know a lot of you guys are not in the free Discord. I saw statistics in my dashboard the other day on stream, and like 36% are not subscribed. And then that also assumes 36% are also not in the Discord. So join the free Discord if you have not. And then I'll also link to my course if you're interested in learning my strategy. Again, the strategy is not going to last for too long in terms of the price currently. Okay, it's only going to be at the current price for this month. So you still have a few days left to get the course while it's still on sale. After that, the price is basically going to be almost double. So just want to give you guys a heads up for those that are interested in getting the course before prices go up, because price will not go back down to this current price I'm offering right now, because the quality, amount of information, time put into the course, all that. So we'll pin that there for those that are interested. But oh, the music stopped playing. Okay. But yeah, you guys just joined the stream. We don't have too many people on today. I assume it's because of holiday. Well, most people, I think they have a day off work, right? Federal holiday. Pretty sure they have a day off work. So I don't know, but if you guys want to look at the other metrics here, let's see. Some of these percentages are kind of weird in how TradingView calculates them. In terms of, here's a gross loss, gross profit. You can see my strategy here, there's no bias, like I mentioned, right? It's going to take both long and short setups based on my entire strategy I teach in a 100 course. So it takes about equal 50-50 almost here in terms of longs and shorts. The net profit is about the same for both sides, which shows it's very stable. Here is the average win to loss here, 1.961. So let's put this into my EV calculator here. Actually, before we do that, my profit factor mainly trading is about 5.57 to 6. So you can obviously tell there's a like 3 times difference between me mainly trading with draw liquidity bias, because that's still important in trading. You don't want to counter trend, and this is taking counter trend setups, by the way, guys. So even taking counter trend setups, my strategy I teach in the course objectively is still profitable. But here is the one, and then if you just put it into EV calculator, so it's at 43% win rate with the algorithmic bot I made, and then the average win loss is 1.961. So we round to, oh, I can't do decimals here. We'll just round to 2.0. It's about a 0.29 expected value, which is equivalent to about like a 65% win rate at 1-to-1. So that's still profitable even with commissions paid. But yeah, it's, you know, it's still cool to have things like this. And then I can obviously just use this as passive returns. And this should be beating the market easily in terms of percentage. You know, if I want only a max drawdown of 8%, I just divide by 10 here, divide by 10. This is making 3,000% returns, while the S&P within the 2 years, or this is a year and a half. Let's see, how much was it? It was up quite a bit this year because of, or not, it really depends on when you bought in this year, but year to date, it's up like 10%. So pretty big difference in terms of returns. And if you guys just joined, no, I'm not selling this bot. I'm just showing you guys what is possible if you trade my strategy and learn everything I teach in the 100 course, and you can mainly execute better than this. Now, I don't mean mainly execute better than this, because obviously you will make emotional mistakes at times, and psychological mistakes go on tilt. Bots do not have emotional damage. So that's the big benefit of trading algorithmically. Not only do you save time and effort, but also your mental capacity, right? Mentally, you're much more stable because you don't need to do anything. You don't have to worry about these drawdown peaks. Like even someone trading manually, you might actually go on tilt with this small drawdown peak right here, right? But overall, you can see we're at a 45-degree angle. A general rule for your equity curve is you want a 45-degree angle equity curve, and this is what it's providing to us here. Leave a like also if you guys just joined the stream. I'll be posting my trade setup video once we get to like 20 likes ish. So definitely look forward to that. We have someone new that's just joined. We got Neon that joined the, shout out to Neon that just joined the free Discord. As long as this is not the other Neon on Twitch or the streamer Neon, we're chilling. But yeah, if you just joined, here's the back test of my strategy. This is 100% objective. There's no discretion here at all, because this is, oh, that's you. Gotcha. Okay, I was about to say, if we got the streamer Neon in here, he's getting insta banned. Yeah, basically, this is just objective data here. No discretion whatsoever. You don't need any market experience here. Just trading my strategy here, because this is just a mechanical backtest here on TradingView of my strategy. If you want to go even further back in time, we can. It would probably take a while to load the data from 2023, but from 2024 to 2025, about 1.5 years here, it is profitable with a 1.53 profit factor and a pretty solid equity curve. So this is definitely something that will work in the live markets, even with commissions, right? Now, it would be cool if I could plug this into like a prop firm, but I don't think prop firms support webhooks. Because the thing is, how TradingView, if you guys are wondering, I've tried this in the past. I've tried setting up a virtual private server. And this is stuff I just learned by myself. So it's not like you have to go to school for this. Stuff you can just do research, learn for yourself. I think a lot of people, they're lazy in self-learning. So they think you need school and such, but you don't. Or not advice, but you don't need school to learn how to set up a VPS and connect an EA or algorithm to a VPS server, and all you do is have your brokerage on the virtual private server. You have TradingView send a webhook URL or send signals. Basically, so how TradingView PineScript alerts work is you have an alert condition, and it basically sends the alert condition of strategy.exit, strategy.enter, I believe, or entry, something like that. And then it sends that through a webhook to a specific URL, and you kind of have to use a third party most of the times. I used, what's it called? Pine Connector, I believe it's called. It's a pretty popular third party software that basically converts, here, you guys can check it out here. I'm not going to post a link here. I'm not affiliated with them, but it's called Pine Connector, and it connects TradingView alerts to MT4, MT5, but that's for Forex. So if I wanted to connect this to a futures broker, it is going to be different. I'll probably have to figure some other strategy. If you guys know any like third-party software that can connect to like Tradeovate, which is my personal broker on my personal account, or like prop firms, let me know, because this would be something I can just automate on a prop firm account with no risk basically involved. But I know some prop firms don't allow automated trading, unfortunately, so there's also that downside. But you can see it just objectively works. You just print money with this basically. Don't want to say out of thin air, because I put in a ton of time and effort to code and convert my ideas, my trade strategy to code. That's not easy, but also the experience to even find a working strategy and edge in the market is not easy as well. So people may see this as printing money in thin air, but it's not. It's years and years of experience that got me to where I am today with this. So just something cool I feel like to show you guys and share with you guys here. I work for a U.S. company based in California. Oh yeah, I think I answered that last time. But yeah, you must be getting paid much more than your living costs in Brazil. California, they pay high. Unless they pay differently for international people, I'm not sure. But I do know software engineers get paid like at least 6 figures. I'm seeking to have more free time and the possibility of scaling my gains. Cool, man. I recommend, since you were a software engineer, I'm sure you put in a lot of effort towards, getting that position in the first place. You can put some money aside to just trade. Obviously don't trade all your money, but maybe put some sides, or just put some money on the side that you're willing to lose to learn. Or you obviously first back test and then you actually start executing. And I've seen you take a trade the other day with me with a short, so that's cool to know. But just put some money aside, practice, get some experience. Obviously learn the entire, try to go through the entire course if you can. If you can't because of time constraints, that's valid as well. And just mainly go through the first section is the most important section of the course. So yeah. Because since I assume you have a pretty good paying job compared to most people, you obviously don't want to quit that job. I think a lot of people, they make a huge mistake when trying to trade full time. People try to go full time trading without even showing themselves they can be consistently profitable for at least 3 months straight. If you can't have like at least green to green to green months, you can have red weeks if you're still new, but a month of data is a lot of data in sample size, and typically statistically you should come out green if you have an edge. It's very low chance that you come out with a red month if you're doing everything correct, So, a lot of people, they don't even prove themselves for 3 months first of making money before they quit their job, which is a big problem. You don't want to quit your job until you can prove yourself consistently profitable for at least 3 months. At least 3 months. And another general guideline is try to see if you can make the same amount of money or close to the same amount of money that you did at your day job during those 3 months of trading. Because if you can, this might be a bot that just joined my server. I'm not sure if it is. I've been trying to ban the JTrades bots, guys. Don't respond to any JTrades. They're not me. The only way I accept payment is basically through the website, unless you want to set up crypto. But that's basically you reaching out to me. I don't reach out to you to ask for any money. So don't fall for these silly scams in 2025, guys. They've been going around the whole time. And also, you gotta, for sure, depending on what situation you're in, you also gotta save up your living costs. So you definitely need savings, for sure. Some people, they prematurely quit their job, and I'm gonna assume it's not easy to go back to your job once you quit it, you know? But, you know, here's the equity curve for those that just joined. I can go over a Sharpe ratio here, so 0.246 here. For those that know what that is, it's basically the smoothness of your equity curve. List of trades. So these are all the specific trades here, exact trades it's taken, right? It's trading a positive RR, so it's about a 1.987 risk reward strategy at a 43% win rate. This is just with a bot with no daily bias, no draw on liquidity. My members that have tested and done back testing my strategy for at least 100 trades, I can show you guys the statistics, but one of them was, let me find it. He posted it in the private trading chat. So if you guys are not in the private trading chat, join that. You get access to that through just buying the 100 risk reward course. Here, let me find this back test. This is 50 trades. Oh, okay. So he filtered based on trading just neuro kill zone. So the win rate is slightly higher in your kill zone right here. So these are his statistics, trading my strategy manually. And you can clearly see there is a difference between the bot and manually trading my strategy, right? So manually trading my strategy, you still make more in terms of performance metrics. 58% win rate versus my bot at 43%. So, and then also the profit factor is almost double manually trading my strategy. Hence why I'm not going to stop manually trading my strategy, even if I get the bot to fully work and execute like properly when connected to my broker. I'll still be manually trading my account. But this can be a form of another account I can open up as passive income, or let's say maybe I want to go on vacation, right? That's a great time to, you know, let the bot do his thing, because I don't want to trade manually while I'm on vacation, and you guys shouldn't either. But you guys can see the average win rate or average risk reward is also slightly higher as well manually trading. So there is like a kind of a double difference in terms of performance metrics between my bot that programmed that trades my strategy versus manually trading it with draw liquidity and trend in mind. So you guys can see the difference here. Very transparent about my strategy and the results that people are getting with my strategy. No sugarcoating here. You guys see it live here. If you guys want to, if you're gonna like try to see, let's go to 6-7. Let's see if we go to, let's say you want to trade it for 1 month. So let's go to 2025. Because May, if you guys don't know, May we had horrible price action. We had horrible price action in May. So let's see how the mechanical bot strategy traded during May. Oh, wow. Okay, not what I expected. It still traded extremely well. It did a percent win rate basically stayed the same at 43%. All right, very robust. Profit factor didn't change much. So even during choppy market conditions here in May was very slow, very choppy. It still was green. Now obviously you can see more dips in equity curve, but that's just because of the total number of trades. That's nothing to do with that. But yeah, you can see, man, even during bad price action, the strategy works perfectly. Or the bot that trades my strategy works perfectly. But let's just do, if you were trading with the bot that programmed, again, there's no need or reason for you guys to buy my bot. I'm not even selling it, first off. So this bot I'm not selling. Second of all, why trade with my bot here? Unless, okay, I guess if you're working a job, but like if you're trying to trade full time, there's no need to, even if I were to sell my bot, there's no need to buy it. If you can handle your emotions, you want to manually trade my strategy because you can double your returns in terms of your performance. You will have a higher win rate here. Trading within my strategy rule is 58% win rate at a 2.7 risk reward, much better than 43% at 1.987 risk reward, right? So don't see the reason really to even me to not manually trade my strategy, because I will still come out with more money, making more money. Manually trade my strategy. I'll also have less drawdown as well. So even if I'm double risking the buy, I'll have more drawdown. So I'll also have less percent drawdown because the stats are better. The risk reward is higher, the win rate is higher, mainly trading with a bias. That which again I teach in a course on mechanical ways to define drawing liquidity in your bias. It's just harder to code that into an indicator. If you guys know how programming is, it's not as simple as some people think. Some things are very easy to code. Like for example, you can use time and price to code things mechanically. Session highs and lows, that's very straightforward, very easy. You can just use time. But if you're trying to code something like market structure, that is very difficult to code properly. Vinicius, do you know PineScript by any chance? Just curious. Do you have you tried or coded in PineScript before? Probably not, because it's only in TradingView. But maybe you can help me work on a structure indicator, because you're a software engineer, so I assume you can probably do something better than me. Like I know how to trade my strategy mainly better, but converting my idea to code, you might actually be better than me at that, since you're a software engineer and this is like literally what you do. But I'm working on currently trying to figure out a way to make a draw liquidity and structure indicator. The current indicators I have is an indicator package if those are interested on the WAP. It's only $49 a month and you get access to everything I use on a daily. So don't use any indicators outside of ones I personally use, because other indicators are just noise to me. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. You can just go back to the stream. I think you just replay, right? Yeah, I just asked if you ever coded in PineScript. Trying to currently work on like a structure indicator in PineScript to make, but it's not easy. It's hard. It's much harder to code structure. PineScript has something called ta.pivot high or low or swing, I believe, but it's not that accurate from my testing. So I need to figure some way out to code indicate structure the way I see it and teach it in the course. And that's off new inducement, and that's inducement is hard to code. I feel like it's hard to code. It might not even be worth my time to also code it. Oh, I tried to code order ORB, opening range breakout, silver billet. Oh cool. How was the results with coding those? I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some long-term results of silver bullet, whatever. It's actually not as good as people post on YouTube to claim an 80% win rate. It's not. People will cherry pick also. Like these people that bad test on YouTube at least get like 30 bad tested trades. Yeah, you need discretion, yeah. But right here is my strategy with no discretion here, and it works. What was the profit factor? I'm curious on silver bullet. I don't know opening range breakout. I just know silver bullet, or I kind of know silver bullet. I just seen videos on it a long time ago, but I never really traded it truly myself. But you know, mechanically, 100% mechanical, my strategy with my bot does work. So you guys see, no discretion here. The bot makes all the decisions. With discretion, you convert. This is how powerful it is. You convert this below to these stats above. And this guy in my group, Ali, if I said his name right, in the private trading group with the 100 course member, he's a member in there, and he's only been trading my strategy and watching my videos for 2 weeks, and he's already improved. He got his stats to look something crazy like this. So it's not like something you need years of experience. You don't need years of experience to create and develop this discretion. People that tell you that, I don't believe them, to be honest. There's only so much experience you can have in trading before it's like you can't keep. It's a diminishing return curve in a sense of experience. So your first few years, maybe okay, let's say first few months, it's gonna look like this, and then as more time goes by, your performance. So imagine this is performance. This is time in years. It's gonna look like this. It's gonna flat line at some point. So not something a lot of people talk about. It's very simple. Mark high and low, price closes above. Oh, that sounds super simple. Oh, that's super easy to code. Because you can just use the 15-minute candle by just using time. Don't have to worry about structure or nothing like that. We don't have too many people today, man. We got 6 people watching. Where everybody at? Maybe everyone's just enjoying their holiday. Stop loss on a half range of the opening range breakout. Okay, it makes sense. I never tried that strategy, but I've not changed my strategy for it in like a very long time. It's been a few years and I've just stuck to the strategy here. I feel like I traded or tried a lot of strategies in the past. Like 50% of them just did not work at all over the long run. So that's why I'm currently at where I'm at right now. I'm not going to change something that actually has been working for me for a very long time. But I will try to see if I can incorporate drawn liquidity once I finish the indicator if I can, and daily bias into this bot, but I do have some variations and copies in case it does not perform well with those variations. But you can see nonetheless it's still pretty damn good, I'd say, for something that's algorithmic and automated. You're not going to be able to expect some crazy profit factor of like 6, 7, 5 in algorithmic trading. It's hard. It's very hard. Unless you're doing like quant trading, but they do something completely different. And also the liquidity thing is an issue, and they have like legal guidelines they need to meet before entering and exiting trades. So I don't know the entire process. I just know it's a lot different than retail trading. Retail traders, matter of fact, we have it good in terms of we don't need a crazy edge to be profitable and make money in the markets. At hedge funds, that's a completely different story. You know, you got big position sizes, you're gonna get slipped. If you want to enter at $5,000 or 5,000 price, well, let's say you want to enter at 3,000 on gold, you're not gonna get all your lots or contracts entered at 3,000. It might be slipped at 3,001. Also, I guess one thing they do have that we don't have is high frequency trading. So using like bots or HFT bots, that's not something I can do, or any of us, I believe, can do really, because you need really good internet access. These guys got like data servers right underneath Wall Street, bro. Like, y'all can look it up, but you need really good internet. It's not even about your computers, nothing to do with your computers. It's about internet access to the servers. They have really good internet to do high frequency trading because they're entering and exiting positions within milliseconds. I've seen YouTube videos discussing it. It's insane. They could take they could take up to 1,000 trades a day with high frequency trading. And you can see my manual bot takes 1,000 in half a year. So they're taking half a year of gains in a single day, basically. So yeah, it is crazy. And I've seen a video discussing it, and the algorithms they use for HFTs, if you don't have good internet connection, there's actually no edge in HFTs, I believe. So I'll have to fact check on that, but that's definitely a big component of HFTs. Not something retail traders like me and you can do. We can focus on, you know, just trading our strategy manually, and that's not a problem. I think a lot of people just have an emotional problem. They have an emotional problem and a statistical mindset problem of thinking trading is just all about winning, 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 and not losing. Trading is a risk-on game. There's days where I lose, and I just have to accept it. For example, 15 to 20% of my days end red. Even though 80% end green, the 15 to 20% of days I end red, I just have to walk away at some point and just accept I'm not making money that day. And matter of fact, I'm losing money that day. And you know, the thing is, I'm completely okay because my red days are very small. My red days on average are like -1, -3 risk reward. My green days are like 6, 7 plus. My green day yesterday was like 11 risk reward in a single day. So that makes up and covers basically all the losses or all the red days in a month. So to me, red days are okay. As long as you keep them small and you don't let them get to your head. Because once those red days get to your head or trades get to your head, it's over. From there, it's over. Your edge you can wipe out an entire month of gains potentially if you just keep like taking random trades, because random trades will never work in the market over the long run. A lot of people are maybe wondering like logically why. I don't have exact reason logically why, but It's just that the market is efficient and there's not a lot of inefficiencies. So if you're trading an efficient, for the most part, efficient market with not a ton of inefficiencies, if you don't have something that's backtested proven, you're just trading random trades, you're gonna end up losing. It's kind of like a casino in a sense where if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna lose. But casinos are different because you're gonna end up losing even with some strategy anyway, unless you're playing. I believe the game's called blackjack or something where you can count cards, but that's a whole different story for another day. So if you guys are into like casinos and pokers, you guys kind of know the statistical side of things and how it can be related to trading. Another problem that I face too much is cutting the trade before it reaches the TP. Honestly, Vinicius, all you need to fix that is just experience. And when I say experience, I just mean screen time of just seeing the TPs hit. So it's just bad testing. I'd recommend just bad test because in bad testing you build habits of holding to TP. Now I understand in bad testing you can just hit like times 10 speed and you don't have to wait through all that, while in real time you do have to wait. But like in bad testing you'll see the TPs I teach you guys in the course hit like to the tick a lot of times. It's like very precise, so you want to be holding for those. And once you see it play out over and over and over again, thousands of trades, like I literally have 685 trades journaled in my trading journal that I have on my website that people can just look through, right? Those are all hold to TP. I used to have a problem with cutting my trades early and also cutting my losers way too early before they hit stop loss. But once I've done the back testing data and I gained like that, I've already taken thousands of trades live at this point. And once I've done that, it's building good habits. Once you build good habits, it builds confidence because once you see your strategy and TPs hit more often than not, so what I see is I'm actually losing money by not holding my trades to TP. And then once I realize that, it's statistically with something that's objective, not just like thinking I'm losing more money, but objectively my data is showing I'm losing more money, then I optimize from there and I just hold to TP now. And it's just a habit now. I just hold till TP. I don't partial ever. You guys know I don't really trail stop loss too often. It's probably like 5% of my trades where I will trail. And most times that's when price may just be dead in terms of volatility and maybe market's about to close or something like that. Something. Maybe there's news, something going on where, it's just like I don't want to hold through all that. And I just want to, go about my day. Just stop trading for a day. I don't want to sit on the chart for 10 hours nonstop. There are a few times though, I will say I have done that. And I traded for 10 hours straight. But that's not saying I'm not leaving my chart or leaving my computer, right? I'm still like leaving my computer. It's just I'm obviously continuously trading for 10 hours straight. Doesn't mean I'm executing and clicking buttons for 10 hours, right? Trades still take 30 minutes to hit TP on average. What's up, Carv? What's going on, man? I know you missed a good chunk of information. All right, Vinicius, have a good one. Hope you took some free game today. All right, sounds good. Spend some time with your family or wife. Yeah, man, you guys just gotta. I'm gonna be playing some games in a bit today. Okay. Be about to hop on the game today, but for you guys that are not profitable yet, don't do what I'm doing and playing games right now. You need to be back testing. All right, you need to be back testing. So no excuses. Just because I'm playing games does not mean you can play games right now. Because I've already done the effort and I've put in the work already ahead of time for years to get to where I'm at today, continuously. So now I have the freedom to do whatever I want. But for those that are not consistent yet, that have not back tested yet, you have no excuse to not back test right now. Especially if you don't have work today or federal holiday, you don't have, you have the day off. You need to be back testing right now. Either back testing or learning the stuff I teach in the 100 Stroke course. If you're not doing either of those things, unless you have some other reason why, but a lot of times it's just excuses, you need to reevaluate if trading's for you. because this is not something for people that are lazy. You can get lazy once you make it. Once you make it to consistent profitability. You cannot be lazy during the process of learning. That's how trading works. You put in the work ahead of time, you reap the gains later. Like right now I'm about to boot up a game. I'm about to boot up Overwatch. But I hope you guys still see the trading view chart in case you guys are wondering the data. I'll move, for those that just joined, oh, this is January already, yeah. So this is January this year of my bot trading my strategy mechanically. Nice, man. 600 away from passing my first eval. Only been trading 5 months with half a year of data. Half a year of data is solid. Try to get 1 year of data. Are you the guy with Kyle? I forgot who it was. Someone last stream said they were getting mentored by Kyle. Is that you or is that someone else? But yeah, try to get 1 year of data first. That's you? Cool. What's your data right now? Car, what's your stats looking like? Average win rate, risk reward. There's some other stats like Sharpe ratio, but that's not something we need to care too much of. That's more of an algorithmic trading thing. Like for example, my algo here has a Sharpe ratio. I'm gonna remove this here. Yeah, and it's just a Q&A. You guys can hop in, leave, whatever. If you guys have any questions, watch the stream. I've given a good amount of free knowledge just on statistics, going over my training bot here I made and programmed, performing very well. 1.5 profit factor over long run. Win rate 67%, room for error, valid 60% to 70. So it sounds pretty similar to my stats. Average risk reward 2.21, pretty good, man. So it's pretty solid. I feel like a pretty good ideal baseline for any trading strategy is 50% at 2 risk reward. So anything above that is good, or ideal is probably the better word. My win rate is about that same range, but the risk reward is slightly higher. It's at 3.5. But that is really good for half a year or 5 months of trading though. So I'm looking forward to your payout, man. Just be disciplined, you'll get that payout. I know you took a break even or L or whatever yesterday with FOMC, but it doesn't mean anything. True. I need some more. You guys have any marketing ideas for me? Get these streams out there for a world, for more people to see. Help some people out for free. Give some actual information that's useful, not like some BS that people give out online. Yeah, man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, bro. A lot of people nowadays, I'm telling y'all, you can get profitable much faster than when I started. When I started, I didn't have the right information. And I was learning like complete BS, like EMA crossovers for a little bit. And then I learned about like supply and demand after that, things like that, which worked for a bit, but then it stopped working. And I realized it stopped working because it was not mechanical enough. You need to find a way to mechanically mark out supply and demand. So but yeah, I'm telling y'all, people that join the course and mentorship, the mentorship is 6 weeks long for my 101. I only have 1 spot left now. And then the course, like you can literally become profitable within 3 months of taking either one. Because you can learn all the information, I'd say within 2 to 4 weeks. Backtesting and practicing, you can backtest a year of data, give it like 2 weeks. And then if you can live trade or demo trade for a month, and then after the 3 month mark, you can just start taking live trades. If you've proven yourself through demo already, and just basically control your discipline and emotions, and you'll be good, man. You'll really be good. You'll really be profitable. It's a lot more simplified than what the real journey is, but the real journey, I think a lot of problems is people get confused on what to learn. And that takes a ton of time away from actually learning the right information. And when I say right information, I'm not saying there's one right strategy. I'm just saying that there's strategies that are much better than others. Less drawdown, more upside return, a lot of other stuff going on. What's up though? Anybody of streaming? Any other YouTubers, traders streaming? Again, you guys just join. Check out the WAP link. I have a pin, and then on the WAP you can also join the free Discord server. So check that out if you're interested in just getting some free knowledge. And then if you want to learn my strategy, I have 2 results here. One is from a member of his back test of just during New York session kill zone, which is what I teach. His win rate and risk reward stats, and then the other bottom one is just a bot I programmed that objectively trades my strategy and is profitable as well. And that is without drawing liquidity, any directional bias whatsoever. This is considered containing counter trend trades, and it's still pretty good. So, just shows proof of concept that what I teach works, and you can kind of just mimic what I trade or how I trade and just become profitable. Only thing I can't change is your discipline, and that's a personal journey even for me, right? That's something that you just have to learn yourself and go through, but aside from that, nothing else. I'm playing currently Overwatch, for those that are wondering. Chat's over here, playing Overwatch on this other monitor. Now I have TradingView up there for you guys to just check out the stats. If you guys want me to pull up gameplay on stream right now, I can as well. It'll probably block the data that people are probably looking for on the stream, but no. I'm gonna try to find a way we can create like an anonymous poll. I think some people might be afraid to ask questions with their name attached to it, so maybe like find a way to make an anonymous poll somehow, or system that you don't need to attach your name to or whatever. You just ask whatever questions you want, because I can answer questions while playing, because all the knowledge is up here. I already got everything here. Like a lot of stuff I can just like answer pretty quickly. Don't really have to think about it. What is profit factor? Anything above 1.0 means it's a profitable strategy. I use personal EV because it's more accurate than profit factor. If you don't know what EV is, it's expected value, and it's on my website for free. You can just use that calculator. But profit factor is just another variation, you can say, of EV. It's just gross loss divided by, or gross wins divided by gross loss, and it's just like a number. So anything above 1.0 obviously is profitable, but it's not as accurate as EV. But that's just what TradingView has to offer. That's why it just has profit factor. I wish TradingView had EV, but I plug in these numbers into my calculator on my website, and it just does it for me. So I don't really need to have TradingView show that. But yeah, point on today's video, if you guys just joined, is proving proof of concept with a bot that trades my strategy over the long run. It definitely works throughout years and years and years of data. Currently, what is showing on the screen is I believe 1.5 years of data. What's up? Can you go over your strategy? I'm not gonna go over my strategy on stream. If you want to know my strategy, it's in the course. I don't show it on YouTube for free. I keep it exclusive, so people pay, or people get what they're paying for. Make it more fair. Otherwise, if I just gave it out for free on YouTube, it's kind of like a scam, low key, for people that paid. But yeah, I keep it exclusive because I don't want a huge group of people. Are any trades today? No, no trades. It's a bank holiday, my guy, or federal holiday. I said yesterday that there's also no trades today, or I'm not trading today anyway. It's a federal holiday, Juneteenth. It might not be universal though, so maybe if you're in a different country, it might not be a thing. But in the U.S. here, it's a federal holiday, so people also don't work today as well. Trades yesterday though, I made a trade recap going over trades I took yesterday. So if you want to check that out, check it out. It's on the website. It's on my YouTube. Posted 2 videos going over 2 trades 2 days ago and a trade yesterday. And yesterday I made about 11 risk reward, and the day before that I think it was like 3 or something. But you can see it just from the YouTube video. I'll turn down my light here because it's kind of big, kind of bright. Both. I don't think I've heard R before. Are you new here, R, to the channel? Just curious. I tried both. Oh my gosh, we're not gonna win here, bro. Oh, we not winning, bro. What power firms do I recommend? No, but I do. Hold on, give me a second. I'm just checking Discord real quick. What happened to NAS? Futures, trade futures power firms. There's no spread. You just pay commissions, but the commissions are like, it's so low. It's like not. It's basically minimal. It's like nothing. Top Step is good. I'd recommend anyone that's trading do Top Step first, and then you can go to other firms. So I just go with just Top Step. And then I also traded with Funny Pips. So if you want to trade Forex, you trade with Funny Pips. The only downside is all Forex platforms, they're spread. So something you want to keep in mind. But the spread was like not too bad with Funny Pips. But it's gotten, I will say it's gotten progressively worse. So just personal experience, it's gotten progressively worse, the spread. I know there's a lot of other firms like the Fund and Next, Take Profit, but I've never traded with those two. So I'm not going to vouch personally for firms that I've not gotten payouts from. So I'll just keep those, won't speak on those firms. But yeah, just go with the reliable ones, the most popular ones. Payout Junction is a website where you can see the total payouts from each firm as well to see if they're legit or not. So you can use that as well. All right, y'all, I'm going to be right back here. Give me a second. I'll be right back. No, I just forgot my mic was muted. All right, we're back. Just making sure the chat is up to date here. I just came back from the gym. What can you go over your strategy? Oh wait, I already answered that. Yeah, just check out the WAP. Currently, it's on a sale. So just to let you know, there's a few days left on the sale before the price of the course where I go over my entire strategy. So if you're a beginner, you can learn as well. It's titled Advanced Course, but I basically include everything into that course now. So you can learn everything in my strategy, which is generating me these returns as shown on the screen. That return there is obviously just a back test of my bot, which is not as good as my strategy entirely because there's some things that it was hard to code in the strategy, so I couldn't implement it into the bot, but it's a rough guess or estimate of the strategy. Basically downplaying the strategy a little bit. And the price, again, will double in a few days, so I would recommend, if you're interested, this is something you want to do as a full-time income, then I would recommend you get the course today because there's also a promotion discount going on. So, and then in the future, if I ever run sales for whatever reason, it won't be $399. Bossy, like, you guys gotta focus on learning the skill first, you know? I think a lot of people also ask questions about money and such. Gotta learn the skill first before we talk about money. Because money is just a byproduct of being a good trader, not the other way around. Bro, I got double teamed, bro. That's crazy, man. Come on, gang. What have you guys been doing today? If you're not profitable, hope you guys have done some backtesting today, or at least like learn stuff, watch some videos in the course to use your time wisely. I'm honestly just chilling because I've done the handiwork already a long time ago. And to me, it's just trading is just execution and discipline right now. Nothing more, nothing else, nothing less. Do you guys want me to put the game on? Y'all want to see me play Overwatch, or I just keep the stats up there for people that just joined? I want to see the stats of trading. The top stats for those that just join a free Discord, you'll see what I mean. But the top stats there are just from a student of mine that's been in the course for just 2 weeks of him backtesting my strategy, and those are the results he's got. And then the bottom stats are a backtest of the bot I made that is partially my strategy. It doesn't include all the confluences in my strategy, hence why the win rate is slightly lower. And as also it's a bot, so you can't expect it to be perfect. So, but that is no discretion though. So 100% mechanical, it is profitable. So you don't need any experience for my strategy. and you just can learn it and just become profitable. As long as you're disciplined, man. A lot of people, I think they undervalue this discipline thing because you'll realize trading is a lot more emotional than you may think once you actually start live trading, not demo. Hence why I saw someone else earlier, they said talking about 4 months of demo trading, is that good enough for profitability? No, it's not. If you said 4 months of live trading on a live account with your own funds, or maybe like a profit, then maybe, but you want to have like backtest data before you even do live data. No, there's like no reason to lose money live if you can't prove what you're trading even works in the first place. That's how people lose confidence in trading live, because they don't know that what they're trading, whether or not it works. And that's an awful spot to be in. So you don't want to be that guy that, you know, loses money for no reason, no offense, because you realize the strategy doesn't actually work. So something you definitely want to keep in mind, man, when you're trading. Don't rely on someone else's backtest. You know, learn my strategy, do your own backtesting as well. But you will come out with similar results to the ones shown on screen. Oh, no way, this guy just ulted, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. Crazy, brother. Oh. Yeah, I have a trading bot I made. It's in TradingView Pine Script. And it basically automates part of my strategy. What's up, man? I think you just joined, but you can watch the live stream to get all the details about it. Because I talked a good amount, like an hour about it earlier. But yeah, it automates my strategy. Part of my strategy. It doesn't automate the entire thing because there's other confluences and concepts I use my strategy that I couldn't code because coding is hard. So there's some things I wasn't able to implement into the bot. So unfortunately, the bot doesn't perform as well as my manual trading, but it still has good performance, as you can see based on the stats. So it's not like it's bad. It's just not as good as my manual trading. So yes, I'll still be manually trading because it's also just better with me manual trading, but you can see the bot is profitable. And no, if you guys are wondering, I know you guys are gonna ask, am I gonna sell the bot? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna sell the bot. I don't know why these people are falling for people selling bots. If you ever see someone selling a robot, just know they're scamming you. Like, I have a bot that works, why would I sell it? If you do math here, your max drawdown, you can just divide these numbers also, because TradingView, I don't know how they work out percentages. It's very weird, but this is a year and a half of data. 1,126 trades. So it's a huge sample size. So this is plenty of sample size to prove it's very objectively profitable. Half of the trading strategies online, if you test them and bad test, they don't work. Okay, and then the other half have data that's very close to break even. Well, basically that's including the other 50%, but and then there's probably like maybe 10% of those that have a really good edge. I didn't expect making the bot and coding it. I didn't expect it to be like perfect anyway. So, you know, I didn't have crazy expectations that's gonna be exactly mimicking how I trade, but it does mimic a good foundation of how I trade. And those are stats. It's 43% win rate on the bot with the 2R average, essentially. And then the main thing you want to look at when doing trading bots is the max drawdown to the total P&L. The total P&L is much greater in terms of relatively. It is way better or way higher in factor than the max drawdown. So that's something you really want to focus on when you're trading, when you're using trading bots or programming trading bots. And I'm very satisfied. I'm very satisfied with that ratio. You guys can calculate the ratio yourself if you like. Just ignore the percentages. Like I said, TradingView has probably like percentage view or glitch in terms of how it's calculating percentages. You just go off the monetary value and just divide the two. Divide the max drawdown by the, or divide the, you guys get the point. Just divide the total P&L with the max drawdown, and you get the relative ratio between those two. But the thing is, since there's no emotions attached to trading robots, you know, you can kind of up the leverage a little bit just to make more returns. So that's also another option you can do with trading robots. And again, I've tested this over years and years, and the strategy has worked and has not actually changed. Like relatively in terms of stats, it's basically maintained this 43% win rate. Like even across different years of data, which is very crazy to me. So the strategy in bot is very robust. For those that just joined, the bot I programmed just based on my strategy. It doesn't include all the confluences, unfortunately. There's some things like a daily bias and trend that did not factor in. So literally this bot is taking counter trend setups with my strategy and it's still profitable. So that just shows how strong and profitable my strategy truly is if you're trading it mechanically. Or not trading mechanically, I mean trading manually. Because the bot is 100% manual. This is not some AI using machine learning models. This is just a bot like a traditional robot, man. It's just 100% mechanical. And no, I'm not selling it. For those that just joined, not selling this robot, okay? Just keeping it to myself. But it's something I made going off my strategy. You can't fake objective results, unfortunately. You cannot fake these. Damn, I died. Damn it, bro. The ring light is low key hella bright on my face. Hold on, let me lower this thing down, dude. I look white as hell on cam. I got lowered again, bro. There we go. That's better. That is better. For those that just joined also, no trading today. I told everyone in the Discord server I'm not taking any trades today. It is a bank holiday, federal holiday. So we don't trade. Be back trading tomorrow. I'll be back trading tomorrow. So today's my chill day. I don't know why you would be trading today anyway, because it's a federal holiday. People don't even have work today. You also can't even trade today. Maybe if you're on a prop firm. Do you ever trade options? I started my trading journey with options, unfortunately, because I regret that. Options has theta decay and the Greeks that you have to understand, but for the most part, the main Greek is theta. And theta always goes against you. There is no basic benefit to theta decay as someone buying options. Unless you're selling options. If you're selling options to other people that are trading options, you make money actually the longer time goes by. But theta decay is a thing on options in options trading, and it's basically goes against you. So it's not a good way to trade. So I used to trade options. That's when I switched to Forex. Did a little bit of crypto. That didn't go for too long. later decided to stick with Forex, and then when futures kind of became mainstream, I switched to futures. And I've never looked back since. Futures is literally Forex, but just so many more benefits. No spread. Spread is a big issue too. No spread at all. So my risk reward average is close to raw. It's not entirely, but somewhat raw. Yo, we win this. We win this. We win this. No shot, bro. No way we lose this. Bro, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Oh, clutch, clutch, clutch. Y'all better be backtesting today or watching the course videos. Since no trading today. If you're not, it shows me you're not taking this seriously enough. I literally had like no days off when I was learning trading. Oh my god, I died again. That joint ain't gonna kill. Wow, bro. Wow. You guys just joined. You can kind of go over the stream. I've like repeated it probably about the training robot too many times, so I'll keep the stream up for people that are interested in just what I said earlier on stream about my training robot. Let me see if the title is good for the stream. Algorithmic training robot Q&A session. Yeah, it's pretty good because we just basically talk about my algorithm today that I made based on my strategy, going over a course members back test manually, comparing the two. You guys can see there's still a clear difference between stats of manually trading my strategy than doing it with a robot. Only benefit of robot is just free time, right? And mental capacity. That's about it. There's no other benefits in having a robot. My Crow Happy Life, I've answered this a ton of times, man. Answered this a ton of times. What you see down here with the trading robot is trading my strategy 100% mechanical. 100%. So that's the results you get with 100% mechanical. And it's even better than what you see on the robot because, like I said, on the robot, there were some things like trend that I did not factor in or program into the bot yet. So if you just take trades within or take trades that are following the trend, which anyone should be able to identify the trend, right? Just go to the higher time frame, you'll see the trend. It's very clear if you're going up or down. If you just follow a trend with my strategy, it's going to be better stats than what the bot shows. But the bot shows currently 43% at 2 risk reward is the 100% mechanical aspect of my trading strategy. Here, look at this. Let me show you this. The ratio of average win to loss is 1.889 from 1.5 years. So close to 2 right here. And then you can look at the other stats here if you like. There's nothing for me to hide here. 1,000 trades. The Sharpe ratio is pretty solid. Warren Buffett's Sharpe ratio is 0.79. I showed that earlier on stream, but dude, you can't compare me to Warren Buffett. He's miles ahead of me. So I'm just a normal dude. Just a normal dude that put in a ton of time and effort into trading and made it. So to me, 0.49 is pretty solid for what it is. My honestly, mainly trading, my Sharpe ratio is going to be much higher. And the course member that did the back test with only 2 weeks of experience trading my strategy got a 58% win rate at 2.7 average risk reward. So those are the stats basically for mechanical versus somewhat discretion. But to be honest, there's not going to be a lot of discretion in my strategy. If you just watch over my past live streams of trades I've taken, there's no way you can like mess it up. There's my strategy. Like there's no way you can take the opposite trade of me or take a different trade. Wow, my background is hella blue right now. It is getting dark in this hole. What time is it, bro? It's only 4 p.m. What happened, man? I gotta check the weather. What is going on? Damn, something's going on. Let's see if this improves. The camera or not right now. It does, I guess. I send trade ideas in my private trading chat, but please don't use me as a signal bot. I don't like signal bots. If you're trying to just signal bot me and not learn, don't join what I have to offer. Don't join the group because I don't like people that do that. I'm here to teach you guys how to trade. And if you're just focused on the money, you're not gonna make it in the long run in trading if you're just focused on the money. That's never the case. So it's not something I do. And there's members that take my trades, the exact same trades I take before I even post the trade idea in the Discord, in the private Discord, because my strategy is mechanical. You're taking the same trades I take. For those that just join, if you're wondering, join a free Discord. It's completely free. I'm not charging anything for that. There's some resources in there, talking about Sharpe ratio, some statistical stuff, going over some technical analysis. Very straightforward beginner trading stuff. If you want more advanced stuff, check out the 100 risk reward advanced course. In terms of pricing, you guys already know this, that being in the streams, but like I said, I'll repeat again. The price is $3.99 currently. That's going to be the lowest price you'll ever get it at. I've never sold below that. And by next, it is pouring. Okay, by next month, in a few days, basically, it's going to double in price. So it'll probably be $6.99, $5.99, or $7.99. So if you want to get it currently at the best price, I'd recommend you just buy it now while you still can with the sale before I increase the price. And it won't go back to $3.99 ever again. Main reason for those who are wondering why I'm increasing the price, it's because of demand, but also I think that what I have to value or offer in the course is much more value. Originally it was already a ton of value, but with the new videos and such, I think with the amount of content time spent, like the course is almost 120 videos in there now. Like tons of trade examples, not just going over my strategy, but tons of examples of everything, when to use this, when to not use this, how to avoid losses, just certain things like that just provide so much value that I don't ever plan on selling it for just worth $3.99 ever again. I think that's just devaluing what I have to offer in knowledge, so I'm not going to be doing that.